I apologize for the long wait. I thought maybe I wanted to take a break from making any videos because I lost the mood to upload any videos on my channel, and also deleted some videos on my channel because I really wanted to figure out where I want to go with it. So there's some things you have seen months ago that it just got taken away, and that was my choice. But other than that, let me get right to the discussion. And it had to deal with Final Fantasy XIV. I thought I wanted to wait at least a few patches and get this job for me to understand how it works, the pros and cons, and what they can do to adjust it. And one of the main jobs that I play is Summoner. And the three main things that I really want to talk about, because I already talked about on the forums and also said in the stream, but they don't really pay attention to that. One of them is the MP issue, the second one is Try Disaster, and third is Contagion as a job ability instead of pet ability. But I'm gonna go with the MP issue. I did some testing, and a lot of people was talking about in the forums as well, but I also get into it, but not as much. And I thought it was the potency issue. I thought that summoners need a potency box on the dots, but I had to do some testing, and I am a eye level 118 summoner, and I realized that that's not the case. If you keep rotating at a certain time in maintaining your dots, you will do a very good damage over time. I think it's just the issue is where you move around a lot, and it kind of hinders you a bit because you want to do a few damage with Ruin or Ruin 2. Well, you don't want to do Ruin 2 because that wish you MP even more. But I think the main issue is the MP. What I mean is, like when you get KO'd and come back up, the 8th flow lasts like 60 seconds to recast, and by that time you have no MP up, and you have to rely on ethers or high elixirs to get at least some MP up to either cast your pet or to apply your 3 darts. But I think the thing I think that can solve it from the MP issue and MP issue is to adjust Aether Flow recast time. One of it is from 60 seconds to either 45 seconds to 50 seconds. That way you will have time to apply your 3 darts, do a few damage, do Contagion, do Fester, do Bane, whatever, and by the time you do that, you will have Aether Flow back up. By the time the Aether Flow recast is finished, you'll use up all your stacks. And I think that what people was talking about in the forum about Final Coil, where Summer is not favored because of the MP issue. It's not the potency issue, it's the MP issue. And I think the main thing is the MP issue. And I think if they adjusted that, I think that will help out a bit. If they're not going to adjust the recast time, the other solution I can think of is to increase the restoration of the maximum MP from 20% to either 30% or 35% for summoners only. I look at it. I also look at Arcanist and Scholar, and I wonder if they make it to where that the Aether Flow ability is shared. But if it isn't, that's a big if it isn't. And I think if it's possible, they can adjust to where Summoner only can get the 35 to 40% recovery using Aether Flow at the 60 seconds recast time. I think that will help out with the MP issue. I think that will relieve some of the problems that people have with Summoner, and I think it'll get more people to pick Summoner more into Final Coil than what's going on right now. So the only 2 issue I have with to adjust it is either to increase the potency for the Aether Flow recovery for summoners only, or reduce the cast time for Aether Flow as a summoner only. But I don't know if they'll do that. If they do that, they might either do it on the expansion or the patch that they might bring up about it, or they'll talk about it. That does come out of nowhere. The second one is Try Disaster. Now, it's great that they have a bind. It's great that it hits everybody. But why would you give us Blizzard 2 that is much stronger than Try Disaster? And it's like, you want everybody to play all the abilities for that job. And this is one ability that summoners will not use. The reason I saying that because it is very weak. It's a 30 potency, and it costs over 250 MP. That's like much more than Blizzard 2 costs, which is in my job is 212. And I'm trying to figure out why would they make it cost that much, do that little damage, but give it a short bind casting time. Now, I really want summoners to use that ability, and I keep talking about it in the forums. It's like if they buff Try Disaster, it will replace Blizzard. And the only solution I can think of, if they buff Try Disaster from 30 potency to 50 potency, and reduce the MP from 266 to at least 198, and I think it will make people use it more, especially when they do speed runs, because that will be really useful. You don't have to go in close, and you have monsters that does like cone AoE or AoEs in general, and it's like you don't want to keep moving around, because if you keep moving around, you're not gonna do much damage as you want it to be. And the only damage you have to rely on is the pets and the dots. But you want to do extra damage, but you can't do that if you rely on Blizzard 2 and they do a lot of AoEs. But with Try Disaster, you can do at a range, and it binds them, and at the same time does a good amount of damage. And it's like the only way that you do good damage is to use Raging Strikes with Try Disaster, which that's probably one of the reasons why nobody uses it. And like I said, the only way, if they ever adjust Try Disaster to where it does from 30 to 50 and reduce the MP cost, and then many summoners will use that more often, especially in speedrun dungeons. It really isn't much for me to say that anything else, but that's the only thing that I can think of that will revive that ability for summoners to use it again. And the last one, I know a lot of people are talking about that. I know people are starting to hate it now. Is that for Contagion to be a job ability? I think they can do that at the expansion, but right now it's like you want. Oh, this is also the reason why people have an issue with the DPS. I think if they give Contagion as a job ability instead of a pit ability, I think it will make more people use it for more, especially if they going after enemies that are single target, and there's a few amount of enemies in certain raids or dungeons that are single target, and I think that would really help out. I think it will give summoners more options of when to use it and how to use it, because like for the pet, you can click Contagion, but at the same time you have to wait for the pet to use it, but you want to use it right now, but you can't do that because the pet has their own animation, their own recasting time. You can't force them to do it instantly. They have to do it when their ability casting time finishes or animation finishes. And I think that is hindering it to a bit. And I think people want to do, well, they want to play different pets, and it's like it's kind of forcing people to use Contagion on Garuda to deal more damage over time, since that gives you extra 20 seconds. But it's like they want to do more single target damage if they ever get to that point, but they don't have Contagion in their ability, and they have to keep recasting the 3 dots and Fester and all that, and it's like you just waste more MP when you do that. But if you have it as a job ability, you actually save MP. So if they ever get to that point where Contagion be as a job ability, I think that will help out with summoners. And this really is not much else I can say, but that is something that really bothers me for a bit, because I really love Summoner, and I think I may as well just say it, because I never really put this into mind or put it in perspective, but I might as well just say it. I think I also need to do more talks about this. And like I said, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this channel, and I think that if I do something like this, I think it will help me out and figure out where I want to go with it. And also sorry that I doing a little rambling between the start of the video and the end. But other than that, that's all I can talk about. If there's anything else, I will put them in another video. But other than that, I will catch you next time if I ever make another video.